Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing another Throwback Thursday, but this one's going to be a little different. So someone commented, I think in my last Throwback Thursday video, that I should do a look with my oldest eyeshadow palette, which I thought was perfect. I think that's such a cool idea. But then I decided I want to take it a little further. So today I'm going to be doing not only my oldest eyeshadow palette, but I'm pretty sure I've found all the oldest makeup I have in my collection. So I'm going to do a full face of the oldest makeup that I own. So I'm kind of actually a little scared because I've looked at some of these things, and some of these things are, one of the oldest thing I have is from 2008. So that is 11 years old, almost 12 years old at this point. So I'm a little scared, but I'm kind of also really excited. So throughout this video, I am gonna be sanitizing everything because I'm actually a little scared to use some of these things. Just a couple things that are actually a little bit scary to use. Everything else I feel fine, but for those things that are a little scary, I just have some sanitizing spray. So I'm gonna like sanitize and spray down and wipe some of these things. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some foundation. Now, for foundation, it's a challenge. Some of these things were a challenge because about a year ago, I decluttered a lot of my makeup. So I got rid of so much stuff. I think I told you guys before in like a previous video, there was just like 300 something, like 350 MAC products alone that were like old, I wasn't using anymore and I hadn't used in years, that I decluttered on top of all the other brands that I decluttered. There was hundreds of pieces of makeup I got rid of. So a lot of my really old stuff, I actually ended up getting rid of. I still have quite a few really, older things in here, but a lot of the super old stuff I got rid of. So just keep that in mind with certain things. If it doesn't seem like it's that old, it's because like in certain categories, some of the stuff I got rid of previously was like my oldest stuff. So I don't have it anymore to use. But anyway, so for foundation, I'm pretty sure this is the oldest foundation I currently have in my drawer. Another disclaimer. Oh my God, can I actually, let's see, we're 5 minutes in. I'm still not doing makeup. Jesus, sorry guys. Another quick disclaimer is I also didn't want this makeup to be fully MAC because like I said, most of the older stuff I have is from MAC. So certain things I also made the conscious decision to not use the MAC thing that is actually the oldest. I used something that's almost as old as that, that's not MAC. Does that make sense? Because I didn't want just to be a full MAC face. Okay, enough we're talking, we're done. So foundation, pretty sure the oldest one I have is this ColourPop No Filter Foundation, and I only used this one time because I absolutely hated it. It was disgusting. It made my face look so dry and gross. So let's put it on. It's not coming out of the bottle. It's probably all hardened up in there. Oh my God. Okay. Also, I ended up getting a shade that was too dark, so that's super fun. So that's another reason why I don't love this foundation, but we're gonna try it again. Oh God. All right, guys. I'll make it work. I know it's totally the wrong color, but from what I remember using this one time, it was like just dry and made my skin look really gross. So we'll see, since I've been doing my kind of updated skincare and my skin shouldn't be as textured as it was the last time I used this. We'll see if this looks any better on me. It's got really good coverage. It doesn't smell weird. This one isn't terribly old. A lot of my foundations were the thing I decluttered the most. I'm gonna make sure I really bring this down my neck because as you can see, it's too dark for me. It's also too yellow. I've really separated from the yellow stuff, as you guys know. So this feels super weird to me because I don't wear really yellow undertone foundations anymore. I go more neutral. So I feel like I look like I have jaundice. And to apply this foundation, I'm using my Peaches PC06. Which is one of my newer fave brushes for foundation. It just works really well. Okay, so looking at this now, it actually doesn't look terrible in terms of like the texture and everything. It looks pretty okay, actually. I don't hate it. It's just way the wrong color. It's like terrible, the color, but the texture itself, like maybe my skin is just better now than it was back then, like I was talking about, and maybe that's why I think it looks not as bad, because it's not bad. Okay, so then for concealer, the oldest concealer I found in my drawer was this Tarte Shape Tape. I definitely got this. I still worked at MAC when I bought this, so this is like 3 years old, I'm pretty sure. At least 3 years old, if not close to 4. And I don't know why I still have this because there's almost none left in it. Oh my God, okay. And that's interesting that I could use this whole thing as it's gigantic. So this is the shade Light Sand, I think, yeah, Light Sand. And I remember not loving this for like my under eyes because it really dried out my under eye. But I would always use this for eye primer until I got into like some other ones. Oh, I forgot it smells. I forgot about that. It has like a citrusy smell almost. And I'm just gonna blend this in with the same brush. This was one of those things where like everyone was so hyped on it when it first came out, so I got it, and then I didn't really like it. I felt like it made my skin look dry. And I've talked about this before with the e.l.f. concealer kind of being the great dupe for this because it gives the same coverage, but it's not as dry as this is. All right, now I'm looking quite caked up for sure. Oh my God, I feel like I look crazy in the viewfinder. I hope I don't look as crazy as it's making me look in the viewfinder right now. All right, so now I'm going to set my face, and the oldest powders I found were these MAC Studio Fix powders. I'm gonna use for my under eye, this is the shade NW10. This is from 2012. And that's a good thing about MAC stuff is it tells you the year it was made on the bottom. So you can actually like know, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, so this one is 2012, which is really old. 7, almost 8 years old now. And I'm gonna lightly dab this under my eye. This is a Morphe M448. I'm gonna go very gentle with this because I feel like my skin already looks caked as hell after I put that Shape Tape concealer on. And this is so full coverage that it's just gonna make it worse. So I don't wanna look completely crazy. Doesn't look terrible, I guess. And then the oldest face powder I had was also MAC Studio Fix. And this is the shade NC20, and this one is from 2013. This is like 6, almost 7 years old. And I'm just gonna use a Peaches PC05 to put this on. I'm not using too much, but this is gonna be good because it's a little lighter. So it should lighten my foundation just a little bit. So complexion products are done. I'm looking a little caked, but nothing too crazy. So now let's do some bronzer. This bronzer I bought when I first got a job at MAC. I had just found out I got the job. I didn't even start yet, but I like went in the store because I was just so excited to be working there. And I went in the store and I bought this bronzer without my discount because I didn't start yet. I was just like so hyped and I wanted to buy something or whatever. So I got this bronzer. It's the MAC Prolongwear Bronzer in the shade Nude on Board. This came out in, this was made or came out, whatever, in 2012. So about 8 years old now almost, but it's a really good color actually. And so let's apply this. It still works fine. I think for me, a lot of these powder products, I'm not as like concerned about getting rid of them, and I'm not as concerned about like having a reaction or anything because I don't feel personally that I've found ever really that that powder products like deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? Like I have eyeshadows, you know, from that are like maybe 11 or 12 years old that I still have and they're still fine. Like maybe they've gotten a little firmer and I wouldn't use them on like someone else. But you know, if I was to use them on myself, I think they're fine, you know? And it says, you know, some powders say like 12 months shelf life. And I'm like, okay, who is gonna get an eyeshadow palette and after 12 months actually throw it away? Especially if they're a makeup collector. Like maybe some people do that, but I ain't got money for that with all the eyeshadow palettes I buy. Like I want to have them for a while. So, yeah, I think it's, I don't know, powder for me is fine. Cream on the other hand, that's where it gets sketchy. Like I threw away a lot of lip glosses and lipsticks and stuff the last time I went through because I had some old grungy ass lip glosses that it was kind of like, I don't even use lip gloss. Like, why do I have all these? It was from mostly MAC because I got them for free at work with like gratis and stuff. And it was just like, it was pointless to even have them anymore because I never even used them and they were gross. So certain creamy things I get. Okay, so next, this is kind of a blast from the past for me. When I saw this, I was just like, oh my God, it has been so long. This is the Illamasqua Blush in the shade Katie. I bought this at least 11 years ago now. This is literally one of the things I bought when I like first got into makeup. Like, this is so old. I know, maybe more like 10 years old. But yeah, and I bought this in New York City because they had Illamasqua at this Sephora in New York City, and it's just so funny that I still have this. So let's see if this even shows up. I can't remember the last time I've used this powder. Who knows? Oh my God, it barely shows up. This was like back when I was newer in makeup, and so you remember, if you guys have been with me long enough, if you've been with me since I first started YouTube, which has been almost 10 years now, which is crazy, I used to never even like wear lipstick. I would never put eyeshadow under my eye. I'd never do blush. If I did, it would be something like this because it was like just the lightest color ever, and that's all I felt comfortable wearing, was just this lightest color ever. Now I'll wear like any blush. But yeah, I wouldn't wear colors like that were bright because I would feel like I looked weird with a lot of color. So that's why I got this blush, because it was like such a light pastel pink. And it's sort of like when you put it on, you can see it, but then it kind of just blends into everything. This is so funny that, I don't know why I still have that. I need to get rid of that. It's almost like, that's just nostalgia at this point. That's the only reason I'm keeping it. All right, so next is highlight. And this one I want to look up because there's no number on the bottom. Okay, I don't know when I don't know when this was bought, okay? So this is MAC Highlight in the shade Champagne, okay? This is so old. I cannot see a batch number on the bottom to know when this particular one was made, but I'll tell you guys the story. When I worked at MAC, you know, people do back to MACs. And one time someone brought in a back to MAC, and it was this highlight. And it was, when I got this, it was almost completely unused. And I was just like, oh my God, this person's bringing it back as Champagne. That's so old school, and it's barely been used. And so I was like, mine, you know, and I sanitized it and everything. And so I don't know when it came out because I didn't buy it. Someone else bought it and brought it back to us. And you guys are going to think that's really gross, but I don't know. That was like a thing, you know, like people worked at MAC. It was sort of like people would bring their back to MACs in, and then like you would like, I would just, you know, they all get thrown away. They get sent back to the company. But if there was something that came in that was particularly like historical, you know what I'm saying? You know, people would like grab it and be like, oh my God, I have to have that, just because it's like so old and cool. And it was sort of like this like little history thing where you know, someone would bring in some cool, like when people would bring in really old MAC lipsticks that if you were new, you might think they were fake because you'd never seen them before, but they were real, and they were so, it's just kind of a cool thing to see like how the old school stuff looks. Anyways, I see an article here online, someone talking about these from 2006. So let's just say, I'm going to assume it's around that time. So this is probably at least like 14, maybe 14 years old, which is really sketchy. So let's give this a go. And you know what's funny? I still use this, actually. Not all the time, but you know, I definitely still use it sometimes. And it's absolutely fine. The little container on the bottom that tells you how long you should keep it, it says 24 months. So 24 months, that's 2 years. 2 years, 14 years, still works. All right, so let's put this on. And this color is actually like so beautiful. Like, do you see that? It's so nice. Like, and it works just fine. This is one of those things where I'll not be getting rid of this because there's literally nothing wrong with it. And sure, it's old, but look, it works, and it's actually so beautiful. So I will never get rid of this until it's completely used up. That's such a pretty highlight, like really. All right, so face makeup, all done. Now we're going to work on the eye makeup. And for this, I'm going to be using, oh my God, the ABH Maya palette. So I do have MAC eyeshadows that are older than this, but I wanted to use like an actual full palette. So that's why I got this one. Let me see when this came out. So this launched in 2014. That's weird. I thought they would be older than that. But yeah, 2014. So I remember when these came out, it was like the Maya, the Amrezy, and the Tamana palette. And I bought the Maya and I bought the Tamana palette, but I don't know where my Tamana palette is. Maybe I gave it to someone. I don't know, because I definitely had that one too, but I didn't get the Amrezy one. But anyway, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna be using today. So first I'm going to prime my eye with this concealer. I will say my eye is starting to feel a little itchy, which would definitely be this concealer doing that. So let's hope for the best with that, because I'm a little concerned. So with this palette, I want to use the blue for sure. I'm gonna use that on my lower lash line, and then we'll do like a cute little neutral moment on top. So first, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M533, and I think I'll start with the shade Caramel. I'm gonna do like a little warm thing. So I'm gonna use Caramel, and when I look at this palette, that is like Caramel, Sienna, those are the ones I've used the most. Caramel, Sienna, Glisten, all that. My eye is itching. That concealer is going in the trash. It's definitely too old. My eye is getting very itchy. So I'm gonna start off by blending this shade in the crease. Doesn't look as warm on the eye as it looks in the pan. All right, and now I'm gonna go into Sienna with a Morphe JH35, and then I'm just gonna put this deeper in the crease. This is so funny to me. I don't know if it's because it's older, but these colors I feel like back in the day would be considered like super warm, and I kind of talked about this with my, when I used soft brown in like my MAC throwback tutorial, but like nowadays when people literally put bright orange eyeshadow as like a blender shade in their crease, and like with warm colors nowadays that are like really popular and everyone uses, like these look so cool toned compared to like what we use now, you know? And then using the same brush, I'm gonna take the shade Deep Brown, and then I'm just going to pack this on the outer corner. We're not doing anything crazy different in terms of my technique today. It's not gonna be really spectacular. It's just gonna be like a simple kind of, you know, same old kind of look I do, because it's less about like, you know, the actual tutorial and more about the product. And I gotta say, you guys know my gripes with ABH eyeshadows being really powdery. This palette from back in the day does not have that powdery kind of consistency. All right, so now I'm gonna take a flat brush, MAC 242, and the shade Glisten. These shades make me laugh, because you know how like nowadays, I act like I'm so old, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Nowadays, like shimmers are crazy intense, and that we want them to be like foiled and glittery and insane and so bright. And when you use these older palettes and these like shimmery colors from some of these older palettes, like look how boring of a shimmer that is. But like back in the day, this was probably like, wow, this beautiful champagne shimmer color. But now everyone would, you know, be like, God, this is like the worst shimmer in my life. You see how boring that is? Jeez. All right, and then finally I'm gonna take the shade Vanilla, same brush, and then I'm just gonna put this in the inner corner. This is doing almost nothing. It's giving like the tiniest bit of shine, I guess. All right, so now to spice it up, I'm gonna take this product, which is my second oldest product I have. And this is the MAC Pigment from 2008. So this is 11, almost 12 years old. And it's still completely full. And it's the shade Gold Mode. And it's just sort of like a really pretty shimmery gold. This is another one of those products where I'm like, this doesn't go bad. Like, how would this go bad? There's nothing wrong with it, you know? And so I'm gonna get that on my brush. I'm gonna spray it. This is the Mario Badescu cucumber green tea spray. Not that it matters, any spray will do. And I'm just gonna put this on the lid, like on top, just to kind of like, I don't know, jazz this up a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. That's actually really pretty. Huh. All right, so now for my lower lash line, we're going to go in with the blue color. And as a base, I'm going to use this liner. This is one of the things that's a little sketchy to me. So I'm going to sanitize this. Okay, so this is the MAC PowerPoint pencil in the shade So There Jade. And this is from 2010. Okay. So this is quite old. I'm gonna spray this with my sanitizing spray, and I'm just gonna let this sit here for a minute and let this sanitize for a minute before I put it on my eye. Oh my God, my eye is itching really bad. And that concealer is not even that old, so that's surprising. So for this color, I'm not gonna put this in my eye because I'm too scared to actually put the pencil in my eye. Because I don't want my eyes to fall out. So I'm just gonna put this like under my lower lash line, not actually in my eye. Oh good, this is doing almost nothing. Can you see it? Barely. Same. All right, so I'm gonna take this little pencil brush. It's a little dirty, but that's fine. It's a Morphe M515, a very tiny little baby brush. And I'm just going to dab the color Aqua from that palette right on top of the liner. I'm actually kind of scared of this right now because my eye is really starting to itch, and it's definitely the concealer, like I've said. I don't think it's the eyeshadow. Could be, I don't know, but my eye is getting very itchy right now. I'm gonna take a little bit of vanilla, kind of blend that in there. And then I'll take a little bit of the deep brown and just sort of connect that from the bottom. All right, now for liner, this was the oldest one I could find. That's not something I feel like I keep very long. This is the MAC Brush Stroke Liner in the shade Brush Black. This is from 2017, so not as old as the other stuff. But again, I don't keep this kind of thing very long. So I'm also gonna sanitize this. And let's see if this even works at this point. Oh, yeah, nice. All right, that actually wasn't too bad. And now I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I do not keep old mascaras. I used to hoard mascaras, but now I don't because I never use them and they're disgusting. So I don't really have old mascara. So I'm just gonna use my Maybelline Colossal Volume. I pretty much just use this one, my e.l.f. one, and my Benefit Roller Lash I have right now. But those are kind of the only mascaras I have right now. So there is the eye with mascara. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. My eye is really itching and it's starting to kind of burn, especially in the inner corner. So I am not gonna be able to do this other eye because I'm actually a little concerned with what's happening on this eyeball. So I'm just gonna keep going and finish the rest of my face. And I'm only gonna be able to do this eye, and I'm so sorry, but my eye feels so weird right now. And I need to get this off as soon as possible. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna fill in my brows. The oldest brow product that I think, and this is kind of me guesstimating at this point, this was one of the products that, I have an old MAC stylized eyebrow pencil that I used to use all the time. But again, I kind of wanted to not have this be a completely MAC video. So this is the only other thing I have that's kind of really old. Oh my God, it's hard as a rock. This is the ABH Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde. Oh my God, it's just crumbling. I don't even know if, let me see if I can dig a spot to get under because it's completely dried over. This is just gonna go right in the trash can when I'm done. Okay, I can get a little bit on here. So that's what I'm gonna use for my eyebrows. And like I said, this is the shade Blonde, and I'm using the ABH 7B brush to put this on. All right, so brow is on. I dug into my drawers to find the oldest lip liner I could find, and this is the MAC lip liner in the shade Spice, and it's from 2011. So we have an 8-year-old lip liner here. And I'm gonna use this to line my lips. It actually is still so creamy and works just fine. And this I did also sanitize because it's a little sketchy. Okay guys, and now it is time for the lipstick. I'm extremely concerned to use this lipstick. I'm gonna do a close-up really quick, okay? So you guys can see the state of this lipstick. And I've used the shit out of this, it's almost completely gone. Okay guys, so this is what this looks like right now. Let me turn down the brightness if this will help so you guys can really see. Let's see, turn it down just a little bit. Okay. Do you see this lipstick? What if I can get even closer? All right, I've gotten as close as I can. This lipstick is absolutely sketchy. So I'm gonna make sure I really sanitize this one because this is creeping me out to actually put this on my mouth. Okay, so I'm going to spray this heavily and then I'm gonna wipe it off and then I'm gonna spray it again and wipe it off again and just do that a couple times until I get some of this off. When this collection came out, I still remember the day this collection came out, going to the Nordstrom near me because I was too afraid to go in the actual MAC store because they were all bitches. You know, just be honest with ourselves here. They were fucking rude at the MAC store near me. And so I went in the Nordstrom to buy my MAC stuff because they were really nice. And so when the collection came out, I went in there. I had just gotten paid my little cute part-time job at Estee Lauder, and I had just gotten paid, and so I went in there and I bought like 2 or 3 of this specific color because I loved it so much. And you know, like I said, I was so afraid of color that I would just wear this with no lip liner because even with lip liner, it was like too dark. So I had to wear just this. And then for some reason I actually have it in the drawer, but I decided to go with this because it would go better with the look. My eye fucking hurts so bad. Oh my God. I, you know, bought like the Dr. Facilier powder. I bought a bunch of the eyeshadows. They were like mineral eyeshadows. I bought the lipsticks, some blushes. I think I bought some lip gloss. I bought so many things from that collection. I spent like $300 on that collection and I was so excited. And I think I made a video. And if I did, I'm gonna link the video here because I'm pretty sure I made a video doing like a little haul and I was so fucking awkward because, you know, it was like when I first started YouTube. I was so awkward. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure I have it. I know I still have it up on my channel. So I'm gonna link it and just go enjoy that and laugh at me because it was just really funny. Okay, so let me put this on so I can get this fucking eyeshadow off my eye. Oh, it just feels so greasy. It just feels wrong. It smells like rotten crayons. You know, like when old lipsticks start to smell like crayons? It's like that, but it's like worse, you know? Ugh. I want to be careful not to get this in my mouth because I'm actually really concerned. But I keep it because it's nostalgia. Nostalgia. Little Cruella de Vil. I need to have a box of all my makeup I want to keep for nostalgia so it's not anywhere near my regular makeup. And I want to blot my lips. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. I'm so sorry that one eye isn't done. Let's pretend. Oh yeah, just do a little moment like this. Maybe I'll do this when I take my pictures. Just do a little pose. My eye is on fire and I'm probably gonna get an eye infection, so I did this for you. But yeah, that is the finished look. I hope you like this Throwback Thursday. It's not as much of a Throwback Thursday. I feel like you guys can, you know, pull out your old palette and do with me. As much as it is a nostalgia video that's kind of fun and fresh and interesting and different. So, I hope you liked it. If you did, please subscribe. If you're new, I'd really love to have you here. I do these every Thursday. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.